Can I have some chicken wings and chippies?
You want chicken? Right, no more McDonald's for at least a year.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really eat it.
I think the lighting is cool.
Well, if you offer it to me, I can't say no.
Right, see what my...
Yo, MC Matos here for Techno Talks, here with prodigious here, Pulsar. I hope you guys have checked out his stuff on the internet, making a lot of videos, going viral lately with his mad skills for such a young age. How old are you exactly?
11 years old.
11 years old. I'm sometimes a little bit critic about these kid stars, but this guy has skills. We saw him play, and I think everybody that's checked out his viral videos on the internet can say that for your age, you have a big, big talent. So let's start at the beginning. How did you start into DJing? What age did you start? What were your influences?
I was mimicking my dad when I was 2 years old with pillows. When I was 3, my dad taught me on CDJ, so it took me a bit because I didn't understand it first, but I progressed quite quickly. And then when I was age 7, I was bothering when I was age 6, I bothered my dad to teach me vinyl for a year.
Okay.
But he kept on telling me you have to respect vinyl. I didn't understand it at the time, and now I do understand what is on about there. And then he taught me when I was 7, and then since then I've practiced on, and now I just mix both together, loops, chops, and I find it really fun.
Yeah, so you spoke that you started doing digital stuff and then you went to vinyl. What are the advantages, for example, of playing digital, and what do you enjoy about playing vinyl?
So I love playing vinyl because when it's loud, you hear the little crackles at the start, and it just gets me really pumped because as soon as they kick in, I know it's going to be really loud and I'm just going to pull a face because it's so loud. And the reason why I love playing digital is you have a lot more things you can do. Like you have to really focus with vinyl, but on CJ, once you press play, it's in basically. And then there's a thing called slip mode.
Yes.
So you can reverse it, spin backs, chops, mixers, or mixer like work. And then with that all combined, it makes it really fun.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then if I'm doing that in a club and then it turns out really well and then the crowd go wild, it really just makes
it gives you that energy, that motivation. Of course, being digital, you have more possibilities. That's something that really surprises me because you're such a young kid that you are thinking about going a little bit further with your mixes, doing more technical things. But talking about mixing and stuff, what kind of music, what genres do you mainly play? What is the genre that you say that's where I have most fun, or it doesn't matter, you like to do different things?
Yeah, so my favorite genre at the minute is hard techno, BPM between 150, 160.
Okay.
Really gets me in the mood. So that's my favorite genre for quite a while now, but my favorite was originally hard house because I was brought up with my dad always playing trance and hard house. So
those influenced you.
Yeah.
But they are genres that are pretty close. It's interesting that you surf between these different genres to create your style, because your mixing style is really very individual for a young kid. Most of the time they stick to one thing and that's the only thing that they do. It's good that you're integrating different genres. Since you are jumping through genres and mixing and trying new stuff, the next step would be producing. Are you getting into producing?
So I started on a free app that I found online when I was just trying to look for it because I was really bored and I thought I really want to make music. Found it, made some tracks, took me quite a couple of days to work out how to use it. When I did, I just kept on practicing and I found a sound that I want. And the sample was Detroit techno. And that's kind of where I started with techno.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Like apps and stuff. And then we've just got Ableton and I'm going to start making proper music with Marky G.
Okay. Oh, great. So, since your experience in production is not like that long yet, do you prefer DJing, or do you think that maybe the production part is going to be the main thing afterwards, or do you just enjoy playing in front of crowds?
I really enjoy playing in front of crowds, but I'm really excited to start my production because that's where my journey is going to start to rise a bit.
Okay.
Because I really want to make music because I think it'll be really fun because you can make your own sounds. And
be more creative.
Be more creative with samples, loops and all that.
Okay, well now we got that part. So what kind of equipment do you use? Now we're talking about mixing. What do you have as speakers? What do you use as your main setup?
So I'll start with the mixer. I have a Pioneer DGM 900 Nexus. I find that more better than other ones, only because it's not too big, it's not too small, but you have a lot of effects. You can loop, chop, because you can loop them with delays and all that. For my CDJs, I have Pioneer CDJ 2000 Nexus. I love those because there's silver and black. I don't just like them pure black. I love the colours. It really matches all the theme of my decks. And for my speakers, I own some K Rocket 8 and 6. I've got 1816. So that really makes the room vibrate because it runs an 8-inch, so it really vibrates. I have to have foam under it.
Oh yeah. At best, so that you don't get the vibrations in your furniture. Okay, but what would be the next step? What would be your ideal setup?
This is a tricky question to be fair. So I'm hoping to get some Technic SL Mark 7s in the future because I love the pure black. It's just perfect. I'm hoping to get some CDJ 3000s and a Pioneer DJM A9. But the reason why I want to get all this gear is because there's a lot more added functions. And when I was using them the first time, I was like, yeah, these are really good. I feel like the screen's much better. You can read it a lot better.
True.
The touch screen and the mix has so much more effects. You can have 2 headphones in and DJ can be listening to 1 and 2 on the queue. The other one can be listening to 3 and 4, so you have your own cues, which I think is a lot better for...
Especially if you're doing like a back-to-back or playing with another as a duo, I think that is a big advantage. And it's a shame for some DJs that have this kind of setup and don't use it fully. And I see that you really want to go into the depth of those machines. So I think that's an important step to go from one step to the other and see what exactly you do prefer, because a lot of people do not have the opportunity to try this equipment. So you've tried it and that's what you want to get. But I heard that there was a funny story about somebody that gave you some DJ material or
some gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so this guy contacted us and say I would love to give my gear to me. So we went round to his house. He gave us loads of CDs. That's where I got my 2000s and my 900 mixer. I was super grateful, super happy, because my original gear, the mix was a bit dodgy because it's so old. It's just, but I was happy that I was able to still loop with it, but it was just
it was not meeting the standard of nowadays. So
I still have my old CDJs. I had some Pioneer CJ 900s. So that was just my beginner gear. Well, I started on 1000s, but that's...
Yeah, but it's with everything. There's a progression, and then first you get something that maybe is not that expensive that teaches you how things work, and then you say, okay, I know how it works. Now I want to go to the next step. Yeah. So it's a never-ending story. I know a lot of my DJ friends always want the next gear, the next machine. And that is part of progression, something that I find very admirable from such a young person, because normally, you know, it's just having fun. And I see that you want to go into the more technical aspect of things and push the envelope and try to develop yourself and continue to evolve, which is very important. But doing all this, do you share this with your friends at school? Is there anybody that you give lessons?
Well, I'm teaching my friend called Charlie. I gave him some gear. He uses it like he should. He takes care of it really well.
Okay.
And I'm teaching him how to count bars. The looping's more in the future. But if he can... I brought another deck, he mixed it. And I was like,
great.
You have to do it in 3 steps or more. And steps are like, you're going to press play on the first beat, but if you don't feel comfortable just pressing that, if you press the cue, you can count a bar. And then when you learn to count a bar, you got to do that with the other track and then that one and that one. And then when you can mix, try different genres.
Of course, yeah, that's good tip.
And then use loops, so you're using them to the full potential.
Exactly, yeah.
And then that's when you can start to upgrade your gear, speakers.
But does that bring you pleasure, sharing your knowledge with others?
I share it with a couple of friends. They don't really get it because it's so new to them. They never really heard of them. One said, what's a DJ?
Yeah, especially at your young age. And that's sort of like a segue to the next question is like, what do your friends think about it? Do they understand what you're doing actually, or?
No, they don't, but my friend has been friends with me since primary, really helped me through quite a young age. He's always loved music, especially hardcore. Okay. So he's quite different, but he loves techno as well. That's why I'm sharing it. And he said, I really want to learn. And I said, one day I will help you learn, and his mum really wants him to learn, but she doesn't force him to do it.
Okay,
so
good. Well, I think that's important, never to do anything in a forced way. Talking about that, how have your parents dealt with your sort of glow up, if whatever you want to call it?
So I started just streaming on Facebook. We had a couple followers, and then I started learning vinyl. So I started doing vinyl mixes, and then that's when I kind of started going viral, because I'm really young just playing vinyl normally, and it's very unusual for an 8-year-old to be playing vinyl.
Of course,
playing trance hard house, really enjoying it. It's quite unusual. And then since then we post content daily to build our followers, and that's how we get these opportunities, gigs and all that, like the Tidy Weekender and stuff. And I'm really grateful that I get these opportunities, because some people don't even get them.
True. But I think that you put in hard work, and you show with your energy that it's worth the while. Of course, some people take longer to get to a certain level. I sort of compare you to like a young Mozart that just has it in your genes. And when I saw you play it live, saw the energy that you had, the bass face going on, also working with the crowd. That's something that a young kid might get nervous and get lost, and you seem to dominate that pretty well. So I think that if you continue in that direction, and as long as it makes you happy, I think that's. I've had the pleasure to meet your father and to speak to your manager, and I think that that they're behind you 100%, and that's something that not all children have. that you're very lucky to have that. But you seem to be humble, and you want to advance and show what you're worth. I think that's very important. But besides music, you don't eat, breathe, sleep music, but do you have other hobbies? What do you like to do?
Yeah, I love. I love BMXing, just riding about with friends, fixing bikes because I'm really good at that. And I just love spending time with my family, just like a normal person.
Yeah, quality time.
Yeah, quality time with my family, and it really makes me happy because I know that they care. And we go on bike rides together. But my other hobbies are like seeing friends, like talking to friends, building Lego, and.
Lego, you're a fan of Lego. Okay,
yeah,
that's
I
cool.
do like Lego. Me and my friend built decks out of Legos.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's great. Oh, it's good. So you have a balance. It's not only music, but I see that music is a big part of your person. But we were talking about mixing digital, mixing with vinyl. This is a theme that a lot of people are sort of talking about now. What do you think about using the sync button, for example, or using?
I don't use it personally because I kind of think it's when you press it, you press play, it's in. You just kind of stand there then, bring it in, and then I think it's useless because to be a DJ, you've got to do it naturally. You're not just going to press a button and do it all for you. I think they shouldn't have added it personally. That's my opinion, only because you press it, it does it all for you. I've tried it before and I was like, yeah, this is cheating. It doesn't feel fun anymore.
Okay. Interesting to hear.
Yeah, because I like doing it myself because you can spin it.
And you're often working the jog wheel.
Yeah.
I've seen that you're always on the listen for like a slight delay. And that you work it a lot. So that's an interesting way to see it. Some people say it's the result that counts, but I am a firm believer, that it should be some work. You should show that you're doing something actually, because it's sometimes like for your friends not understandable what you're doing. So if you're actually doing something, then they can understand. Okay, he's working, he's beat matching, he's trying to get it back in or take it out. That's a very interesting way of seeing it. Have you tried like a full digital setups or like playing on a MIDI controller? Or?
I've played on a controller at a boat party, drum and bass. That it was good. Like I would get one so I can travel with it just to a house, so I can just use it because it's not that big, is it? They're just nice and small, all built in. I've had 4 CDJs. I used them all, but when they're not all the same deck, it's kind of weird because they're all built differently.
Exactly. Yeah.
Different sizes, and it really messes with my brain because it's different sizes. Like,
well, I see that the visual aspect of your setup is very important for you. Having the right ergonomy so that you can get to the button at the right time, do the stuff, and not be fiddling around and touch accidentally something that's in the way. Okay, but I've seen that you have pretty big ease playing in front of a crowd, and how do you feel about this attention that you're getting, about your fans from all over the world that are enjoying your music?
Yeah, it makes me really happy to go forward, and then if I carry on, it makes me really smile because other people all over the world are just really just smiling when I'm playing, and it's really grateful that I have all these people, and it makes me to just carry on with my journey. It really makes me happy when I'm on them.
Yeah, and I've seen that you've been playing in different countries, and everybody has a different way to interpret music, but I think that most of the people are giving you nice feedback and that your experience is positive. But did you ever have any negative experience, for example, like at a party or?
Not negative. I mean, I've been somewhere where the system wasn't great.
Okay.
Like all systems been on one side. But I wouldn't say it's a negative experience because I want experiences with bad gear, good gear, because like my parents said, a good DJ. You've got to experience some bad equipment, but good equipment, and then you can always you know what to expect. Like if it's good, you're going to be like, oh, I know how to use this. But if you don't, you kind of do because you've used all of it before.
Of course, it's experience that will bring you further, and you'll be able to avoid certain mistakes, or just know, okay, I'll then work it a little bit differently with this gear or with that gear. So I must say that I've been very impressed about your maturity and about what you want to do with your music, especially that you're now getting into production. Don't forget to be a kid. Have fun. And as long as you're having fun, I think that that's the most important aspect of making music, because at the end of the day, if you're feeling down and music can pick you back up, then I think that's what you should do.
Music really makes me put a smile on my face. If I'm sad, I just put music on my phone, plug it into speakers, and I've just had one speaker under my bed. It was a Bluetooth one. It's broken now, but I did it, and I just started playing loads of hard trance, and I just pulled a bass face, and I got out of bed and just went on the decks, and then I'm fine. And then I just forget what's happened, and then once I do, I'm like, oh, they're down now, and then I just go back on.
Oh, great. Well, it's good that you find that balance. So I think maybe we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. I would like to just know one more thing. What are your future plans? What's your goal in music? Do you have a goal already?
Yeah, I do. Just to make people happy when they're sad. Just people to enjoy music and people to just understand that if you're a DJ, it doesn't make you a good person, if you get what I mean. Yeah. Like you just gotta be nice in general, especially when I get bad comments. I've seen, there was a video that Beatport posted that went super viral, I think over 1 million views, where I was reading the comments and some people were a little bit rude. And knowing how to deal with that is very important, because it can put you under pressure. It can make you feel like, oh, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe doubt yourself. I think that you should not pay attention to that. But it's always good to know what's going on. And there's good people and there's bad people. But I mean, if you can transmit a smile on their faces and then transmit your positive energy, I think that really fits you and what you want to do. So I think you should keep on going the way that you're going. And probably there's going to be a bright future for you. But I like that you know that there's an evolution and that there's certain steps that you're going to have to take to go on. But you think you're going to pursue a professional music career? Hopefully, this has been my dream for quite a long time now. And my parents always said, when there's a bad comment, just ignore them. Just don't think they're true. Just don't take it seriously.
Yeah, because
they're just jealous or something.
Most of the time, yes. And in the age of social media and the internet, people being anonymous think that they can then say whatever and be negative. I think that's very disappointing. That people choose that route, but it's nothing personal. I think you know your value, and as long as you are happy with what you're bringing, I think that's what's most important. And filter out the negatives out of these comments, because they don't bring you anywhere. They're not anybody that's better than you. Most of the time, it's just bedroom DJs that are then nitpicking because you did something that they would not do. But it's good that you stay positive, that you do not pay attention, and you have also the support of your parents to filter that through, because it's not always that easy, especially with having social media at such a young age. It can be toxic at moments. But do you work a lot with social media, or you just leave that more for your parents and you just enjoy your...
Yeah, my parents sort that out, because I don't really want to be on social media, Facebook, when I'm only 11. I feel like I'm a bit too young for it as well.
Wow, that's very mature of you.
Yeah.
I know a lot of 40-year-olds that shouldn't have social media, and you with your age, you already see things like that, and it's going to distract you from what you really want to do. I think nowadays it's important because promo is important. People wouldn't know you if these videos didn't exist, if you didn't, put out content, but that it should be used in a more professional way and not taking it too serious, because some people are just rude and some people are actually nice. But I think that you've experienced more positive energy from the crowds and the fans that you've got all over the world sending you messages and just supporting you. Continue that path. I think that you've got a bright future in front of you. Got any upcoming gigs that you want to talk about, or anything new coming out?
So I have quite a lot of hard trance gigs coming up, actually. More classical, well, not actually, but classic hard trance. I love hard trance. I always have, but it's not always been the thing I always want to play. But I've took them because it's something different. I might actually enjoy it.
Of course.
Yeah, and I think it was a good opportunity to take because I have never played hard trance, but I also love hard trance because that's why I'm making hard trance as well. Hard trance and techno. Those are my genres that I think go really well together, and I've got so I'm off on the Tidy CD too, so that's going to be in the shop, which I'm really excited for. Really grateful for the opportunity that I've got that, and I'm really excited that that's going to be out, and just so grateful for everything I have, especially my parents.
Well, it's nice to hear. Well, I think we got a lot of information out of you. It was a pleasure meeting you. I did not know what to think about this wunderkind that plays such banging sets and plays the crowd so much like you do. I hope you keep that head on your shoulders, stay humble. A lot of older DJs could learn something from this kid. The passion that he puts into it, the work ethic that he has, and the humbleness is super, super inspiring, showing that anybody, if you just put the work in, you can get to where you want. And like I said, it was a big pleasure. Hope to see you playing sometime soon. And Techno Talk people, check out the social media, check out the videos, make your own perception of what he does. I think it's worthwhile, being that I'm sort of critic about young age DJs, but I think your parents are doing a great job in showing you a good path and teaching you what's right and what's wrong. Like I said, people, check out Techno Talks on Instagram, check Techno Talks on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, and check out Pulsar. So thank you very much. This was a wrap. Thanks. Yo, MC Matos here for Techno Talks. A little extra so we can understand sort of the background of Pulsar and where he's coming from and who's there, his family here. That is very proud of him, as it's easy to see. So, how has this affected your guys' life, and what are each one's roles? Maybe start first. What are each one's roles here, and how has it affected your day-to-day life?
I'll go first, Sam. Musically, it's not changed a great deal at all. I first got him into vinyl. And he's just sort of gone from there with his digital side of things, his technical side of things, which is now better than me, which I'm not very happy about. and I've stepped away from the musical side of things, so I can just concentrate on more being a father figure than anything else. I think he needs that, you know, and that's the way we see it, well, the way I see it. And obviously you'll see yours.
So I think from my perspective, like Kev said, he's stepped away to be more of a dad, and I deal with the kind of the social media, the kind of management side of it, the sort of sometimes talking about what we might need to do, like getting, having a look at your set, getting new music, all these kind of things. Because I think I'm Jay's stepmom, so I think from Kev's point of view as his dad, sometimes it can clash and things. So I deal with sort of more the management side of it, or the social media. It has a huge impact on our lives.
I can't imagine.
It's very, very busy all the time. Somebody actually said to us yesterday they thought we had a team of people behind us doing it all. I was like, no, it's just me.
Yeah, well, I see that, there's a lot of people think that this might be something that's orchestrated, or you're trying to live your moment of fame through him. What I've seen is something completely different. You're just there to support him and sometimes bring him back because he thinks music 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's good that the parenting aspect is very important, and that you keep your role as a father, and that then more the business part is handled by you, but that he gets the support and the sort of the gets the ropes of how to do things in the future, and let him have fun as a DJ and not have to deal with the negative, because one must say on the internet people are anonymous, and they then can be very rude, and that they can have their opinion about what's really going on, but only you guys really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that he's proven through his interview here that that you were an important figure to get him to a certain level, but that it was always his choice. He was the one that was bothering you to learn vinyls. It's coming from him. He's really passionate about it, and he brings that passion also to the floor. And it's great that you guys can sort of manage certain things, but let him do his thing, and that it's fun for him, because I think that for a child it should be fun, and that people sometimes are very judgmental, but with the talent that he has and the will that he has in progressing, shows that this is not just something that you guys are trying to make happen. It is happening, and you're just trying to deal with it.
To nurture it. We're nurturing what he wants, not trying to force something.
And I think that you guys do come from a more electronic music background, so you know the do's and don'ts, and you know how the crowd can be something very positive. The fraternity between ravers is very big, but there's also a lot of egos, a lot of hate. So to make him understand that certain things, he explained that, like you guys told him, negative comments are not to take personal. Ignore them and just focus on what you like to do, and that positive energy. I think that that's very important, and that nowadays we live in a time where everybody's trying to be something that they're not, and that with you guys it seemed very natural, with a lot of complicity between you guys and a lot of support, but also sometimes bringing him back down a bit, because he's pretty ballsy for his age, I must say, but in a good way, and I think that character needs to be shown, and his persona is something different than one can think of, a sort of wonder kid mixing, and that it's definitely not easy to deal with that, but that you guys are trying to nurture him and give him the what he needs to progress and to be happy, because at the end of the day he has to enjoy himself. If it becomes a job that he doesn't like or something, I think that
it's like everything else, it becomes a job. I think that's one of the things that his dad has always said: music is about fun. When it stops being fun, stop doing it. And that's what our job is. Our job is to be a buffer, to absorb the stress that comes from the negativity sometimes online, people's judgmental attitudes, things like that, and to just make it a fun experience for Jay. And I think it's also important that he has a lot of autonomy in what he does and doesn't do. This is not about, my inbox is full all the time. Can he come here? Can he go there? Can he go to Australia? Can he do this? Can he do that? But it's always, Jay, this is what it is. Do you want to do it? When you guys contacted us to do Techno Talks, it was, this is what an interview is. These are the guys, this is what they do. Have a look at the podcast. Do you want to do it? If he'd have said no, we wouldn't do it. Because it's important that Jay isn't forced into doing anything that he wants to do these things.
Exactly. And getting that also support, I must say my parents always were supportive of my music, but never really involved in it. Only recently they were at a gig or two seeing me play. But having this structure behind him makes him concentrate on what's important, and it's good music and bringing good vibes to the people. I was really happy that he really made it clear that that's what he really wants. That's what makes him, that's what tickles his fancy.
To make other people happy through music, which is how it should be,
Exactly, and in a world that's so grey sometimes, having that freshness is really nice. And I can imagine that, criticism is very big until they actually see him and they see how you guys interact with him and how things go. Of course, it's always complicated to say no to something that could be interesting, but he has to be the one that decides it, and I see that it's very clear with you guys, okay, this is the way we want to work, and I just wish you guys the best of luck. I think maybe to wrap it up, do you have any interesting story maybe of a time that maybe something that the fans might like to know, or an experience playing together, or?
I think the two things that stand out. One question that I always get asked is, I bet you're very proud of him. And my answer is always, I am, but not because of his music. I mean, I'm proud of him because of who he is as a human. He's very caring, thoughtful, loving, and he puts other people first. And I think that's helped him get where he is as well.
True, yes.
And the story is, remember when we played back to back 45?
I was going to say this one.
And there was a guy he had a walking stick, didn't he? And he was dancing through our set the full hour. And Jay just come up to me and he went, that next song that we're going to play, Dad. I said, yeah. He said, can I give it to that man? I said, okay. I said, okay, well, why? I thought it was a bit random, and he said, well, he's had a walking stick and he's danced all the way through my set. And so I was a bit upset because it was Paul Van Dyke Cream. I've got over it now. So he got it and he signed it, and it was Keep On Dancing, Lots of Love, Pulsar, and handed it over. Had nothing to do with me, and that was the time. Forget about music and everything. I thought, you know what, he's a good lad. I think just that one moment was, I'm proud of what he's becoming. So and that was the story that stands out. You got any stories, Jay?
I don't know.
So many stories.
Like you said, my memories are great.
Sorry, what about the first time when you ever played live on a live stream for 45? And you were 8 years old. This was in lockdown. This is kind of how he blew up, because he was playing vinyl and everybody was at home, so everybody was watching him. And he was having a mix with his dad, and it was his first live stream, and then you were struggling to get one of your mixes in, and it taught you a big lesson, this, because he sort of, in true child style, ran up upstairs, hid under the bed. I was like, oh my God, I've got 2.5 minutes to get him downstairs before we've got to mix the next track in. There's loads of people watching. We had to pull you out from under the bed, give you a motivational speech, and get you back on. But since that day, if anything's ever gone wrong, you just go, doesn't matter.
Like yesterday.
Oh, did something go wrong yesterday?
Yeah, I accidentally moved it the wrong way, did I?
I didn't even hear it. Oh, well done.
You are human then.
Well, I think that's a good footnote for this whole interview and interacting with you guys. Is it's the love for the music, and it's the human aspect to it. I think that we live in a society that's very dehumanized, and where everything's sort of just glamour and just sparkle, and here it really seems that everything is natural, and that he's having a good time, and that you guys just have his best interest in mind. And when you're so talented, I think maybe age is not that important, but it's good to have that structure behind him that brings him to the reality sometimes, and that your job as parents has in fact made him a good person and a genuinely nice person, and we need more nice DJs.
Yes, we do.
100%. And I see a bright future for him. He should keep up the good work. Very happy that he has you guys behind him.
Thank you.
And I think that now the world might see a different side to him. Not only the very talented DJ that he is, but also the nice person that he is, and the positive message that he wants to get to the people. I think we need more of that, and I hope you guys in Techno Talks all enjoyed it, and check out social media, leave a like, subscribe to his stuff. Do the same for Techno Talks. We're always bringing you the freshest and newest things in the scene. So thank you very much. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Techno Talks. See you at the next interview, next podcast. Subscribe, like, you know what you have to do. See ya.
Thank you.
Cheers.